Muscle scraping techniques have been around a really long time, dating back to the 1300s in Chinese medical texts, where it's known by its Chinese name of Gua Sha. Gua Sha figuratively means scraping away illness. The words mean to scrape to produce that characteristic red rash or petechiae on the skin. Scraping techniques have gained huge popularity over the last couple of decades in Western society, where it's used by physical therapists like myself, massage therapists, chiropractors, and others for wellness benefits. I've used scrapers in my practice of physical therapy for almost 20 years. So when Achedaway approached me to ask if I would be willing to take a look at their new heated muscle scraper, I thought this would be an interesting opportunity, and honestly, I was a little dubious. How different can one tool be from another? I've used many tools over the years. This heated scraper seems a little gimmicky, but let's check it out. I have been very pleasantly surprised with this tool, and it has become invaluable for me and my team at Focus. In the 3 months that my team and I have been using it in the clinic, it has become a go-to tool for me, and I have actually not picked up any of my other metal tools since I've started using this one. But it's not all rainbows and unicorns. Let's take a closer look at the tool, where it really shines, some challenges, what I think of the value, and who I think is going to be the ideal consumer for this really interesting device. So out of the box, you get the tool in this nice molded foam case. They've included a USB-C charging cable and a little instruction manual, and it's super simple to use. One long press turns it on and off, and a short press cycles through the 3 temperature settings ranging from 40 to 45 to 50 degrees Celsius. The bevel feels like aluminum or some other softer alloy, which makes sense because it has to transmit heat from some kind of heating coil or element behind it. One nice touch, the handle actually vibrates a little bit when you're using it. I don't think that vibration reaches any therapeutic dose or level, but it's just something that feels a little nice, and it's a little bit of a value add. The blade has a very slight curve across the length of it, and there are 2 ends, one rounded and one rounded corner for getting in those harder to reach areas. So for its size and technology, it's actually fairly lightweight. So it's easy to use and hold, although it can be a bit awkward depending upon the body region and the contours of the body part that you're working on. I've experimented with different emollients and found that my absolute favorite is Palmer's Cocoa Butter because it smells good and it feels buttery smooth, and when the heat from the tool interacts with it, it just creates a super luxurious ultra glide kind of surface, and patients really love it. It feels awesome. So once you've chosen your desired temperature setting, you're pretty much ready to go using whatever soft tissue tools, techniques you already have. So what do I think of it? First the good and then the not so good. Our patients love this device. The warmth really does transmit to the tissues and creates an ultra comfortable, really pleasant experience while we're getting some therapy done. It's simple, it's easy to use, and the warmth really does set this tool above all the other tools in my toolbox, so much so that I haven't lifted a single one of them since I've got this tool 3 months ago. Now the not so good. The ergonomics seems necessary to fit a battery and a heating coil or element of some kind, but it's not ideal, especially when trying to work around some tighter parts of the body, some rounded contours, or smaller areas. I would love to see them develop a different shape, one that's maybe more chisel shaped, that has a narrower end for tucking into those harder to reach areas. The heating, it's great that there are 3 options, but all 3 of them are fairly hot, and you do have to keep the tool moving to avoid it becoming uncomfortable or perhaps even burning, but that could be a danger, especially if the clients that you work with have fragile skin or are medically compromised in some way. So that's something to take note of. The temperature setting, even at its lowest, is still fairly hot. Another observation that came up with our team is the shape of this bevel right here. It's fairly broad, and I imagine it needs to be that way to allow the mechanics to happen behind the scenes. But it does mean that if you're trying to do some low angle work around specific tissues, it's gonna be a little bit harder. The shape of this is definitely suited to more muscular, larger types of body regions, and less so the kind of more delicate, finicky, smaller joints, tendons and ligaments where you might need a lower angle to get the right advantage on those tissues. So let's talk value. The MSRP on this unit is $295 US. And if we compare that to other scrapers on the market, they run the range from $10 to $20 for very inexpensive jade or stone sets on Amazon or individual tools, up to $600 or more for individual metal tools or tool sets that are designed for professionals like PTs and chiropractors. And so the price range is all over. I have not seen anything like this yet that has the heating element in addition. So really the value is what it is. If you need a heated scraper, this is the only one available. And so I think $295 is the right price. Until there are competitors out there that are doing similar things, it's probably gonna stay that price. But it's such a good idea. I'm certain there are going to be more manufacturers bringing similar ideas to the market. I do not know the durability of this unit. We've been using it for 3 months in the clinic with no problems except the rubber plug that covers the USB port did tear off. It's just a very small rubberized plastic connector that attached it to the body. But other than that, we've had no problems. It charges fairly quickly. And I'm definitely planning to take this unit with me on an upcoming sports medicine overseas trip that I'll be taking next month. Long term, we'll have to see how it holds up. Like most technological devices, the battery is probably a weak link. Since there's no way to replace it, we'll see if the company provides refurbishment options in the future, or if they just continue to iterate new versions that have new features or are a slightly different shape. So we'll see. We'll watch what Achedaway does. So who is this for, and would I buy this for my practice? This seems perfect for a professional therapist of any type who is already using a lot of tool work. If that is you, then this is going to be immediately one of your favorite tools. If you're a professional and you're just getting into tool work, I might recommend that you start with an inexpensive set first to really hone your techniques and your craft, and consider adding this because your clients will probably love it. But if you're not certain how committed you are to tool work just yet, you might want to get a little training under your belt first. And for the personal user, this is going to be for someone who honestly has the budget and commitment to their soft tissue self-care. There are lots of wonderful soft tissue tools out there, including rollers and massage guns. And I have not yet seen any particular device other than this one that provides heat and scraping together. And so for that reason, if you're someone who really is committed and dedicated to your soft tissue care and you have the budget, I would strongly consider this device. I think this is a really good example of a smart use of different modalities all in one tool. And unless durability really becomes an issue, I would replace this unit if anything happened to it. It's been that helpful for me in my practice, and I've just enjoyed using it that much. Speaking of kit, if you like tissue-related videos, be sure to check out this video right here where I share my recommendations for how to pick from all those different massage gun head attachments. As always, thanks for joining me, and I will see you next time.